what you think. So let's go over to the horror realm here. There is an It prequel series coming, and it is in development at HBO Max. This is coming to us from Bloody Disgusting. That beautiful picture of Pennywise the clown.
Bro, that scene right there is pretty fucking
gorgeous
rough.
Smile. Dog. It was pretty rough.
That scene was pretty rough.
After 2 movies that collectively pulled in over $1 billion at the box office, it looks like Pennywise is headed back to the small screen with a brand new prequel series project. Over at the Ankler today, entertainment reporter Jeff Snyder broke the massive news that a series tentatively titled Welcome to Derry is in development at HBO Max. Snyder notes, or is it Snyder? Yeah, Snyder notes the series would likely explore the origin story of Pennywise the Clown, as well as the dawn of the 27-year curse that haunts the small Maine town. The report goes on to state that while the project hasn't been officially greenlit, Snyder's sources are telling him that a writer's room is being/has been convened for the project. Variety adds some info on their own. The series will begin in the 1960s and the time leading up to the events of It Part 1, the 2017 film based on the Stephen King horror novel. The story is said to include the origin story of Pennywise the Clown. Variety also notes that Andy Muschietti and Barbara Muschietti are back on board to produce the series. So, and then we kind of go on, obviously, published in 1996, Stephen King's massive novel, yada, yada, yada. The tale centers on the town of Derry, Maine, where a group of friends called the Losers Club battle Pennywise the Killer Clown, first as kids and then 27 years later as adults. Welcome to Derry would be the first time any adaptation has expanded beyond the confines of King's classic novel, which is pretty exciting for fans of the horror tale, which I think is pretty cool. Hello? I love you. Hello? His face kills me. Which I think is cool. I think that's pretty cool that you want to go outside of the confines of the original story. But at the same time, what makes it scary is you're going outside the confines of the original story. You know what I mean? So it's almost when you start getting into, we're going to give Pennywise a backstory. It's like, but does Pennywise need a backstory? He's a spider that's dressed up as a clown. Like,
no, I think he does have a backstory. Because if I think I may be wrong. If you guys want to correct me on this, you can. But I'm pretty sure, like, if you think of like all of the Stephen King like novels, bro, it's an entire universe. And it all traces back to like the Dark Tower, if I'm not mistaken, because I've been trying to look up on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories about that.
Huge lore that's going on, like in like some other dimension that's like affecting just the natural world, and that story is so like under the table over all of the other Stephen King movies, and novels. So like, it's really interesting to go beyond like the original like books that Stephen King wrote about all these other stories, and going under where it's like where all of this is apparently taking place. Like, I can't really go into detail as to what this is all about, but I've heard, and I think I'm correct in this, is that Stephen King's like universe and the whole Stephen King verse is so dense, so deep, and so very interconnected that they honestly have plenty to go with in regards to like creating a small screen adaptation of like his past. I'd be interested if they try to use like the Dark Tower shit to like talk about Pennywise's fucking origin story. Cool. I take that.
I feel like, honestly, he's actually brilliant. Like the depth of the things that I don't know. I should have said that the way that makes it sound like I'm shocked that he is. No, I mean he is brilliant. Like, I feel like the amount of ideas. Like, I remember I was listening to a podcast or reading something, and he said like his inspiration for Pennywise when he was writing it, like he was trying to think, what are the 2 things that the majority of people are the most afraid of? Spiders and clowns. So he was like, it would be terrifying to write a story about a spider, a giant spider that disguises himself as a clown. Like, like, duh, you know what I mean? And when you think about it that way, it's like, of course, like, I never thought about that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I'm interested. I would be down to see. I think they're gonna have to probably go some kind, like talking about the curse of Derry and all that stuff. Like it's gonna have to be like a supernatural spin on it. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's supernatural already.
No, but I mean, like you know what I'm saying though. It would have to be like a super gothic, supernatural. Like they're. I feel like it's gonna be. It's gonna have to go out in left field a little bit, but that's okay.
Like Cult of Thorns, no, I'm kidding.
Well,
yeah,
a little bit. It was gonna have to kind of cross
to.
into that strange, like let's get weird with each other territory. Like it's gonna happen in order to make sense, but that's okay. That kind of story, I think it's okay to cross into that territory. When we start trying to explain Michael Myers with, you know what I mean, with
when you try to explain a human being
first, and like it's like okay.
Like with like Pennywise and the spider of Pennywise, like
he's a creature already. Yeah, he's a creature. It's already supernatural. It's
we've already gone left field, so it makes sense.
Yeah, Jaded, it could be really good. The only thing that would be missing is King's writing. That worries me. Who will be scripting it? Yeah,
I could see that. But I'm pretty sure
Stephen King has never been too thrilled with his film adaptations.
He hasn't?
No. No. What were you going to say?
I was going to ask if Stephen King was still alive.
Yeah, he's not. Bro, he's a savage. Follow Stephen King on Twitter. Listen, if you're of certain political areas, you won't like it. But, dude, he is a savage on Twitter. He destroys people. I love, like, he's like one of my favorite Twitter follows because he is awesome, and he's one of those people that tweets constantly. So it's like you're always got like something juicy to read when Stephen King is on Twitter.
Stephen King,
Tweeter. He's on Twitter.
Stephen King looks like a fucking villain in a Stephen King novel.
I got to give myself. He looks like a villain.
He looks like a villain in a Stephen King novel.
I love his stuff, man. Dude, we got to do a purely... See, listen, I was talking to him yesterday. There are endless purely and simply evil seasons we could do. Like, we could do a Stephen King season. A whole season of just Stephen King stuff. Do It, do Misery, do Pet Sematary, do The Shining. Like, dude, he hates Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. He hates it. Like, loathes Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's fucking hilarious. Dog.
That is pretty funny. I wonder if he likes Misery. I love Misery, dude. Misery, dude. Listen, there's not many.
Why does he allow these adaptations to happen then? I guess so.
Because they're gonna pay him that money. Dude, listen, I can handle a lot. Like horror, blood, gore, guts, gross wise.
No, you can't. You can't even. You couldn't watch Jigsaw.
Listen, the cobbling scene though in Misery, when she's like,
when he's like, yeah.
Well, when James Caan,
it's just the fact that you're helpless.
Like, no, he's like, what are you doing?
You
no,
helpless.
It's not even that, but like she hits his ankle bones with a sledgehammer, bro. Like Kathy Bates literally straps him down and hits his ankles. Like his feet are straight out and they go, whew. And then she walks over to the other one as he's in agonizing pain and goes, whew. And it's like, oh, holy crap. It's like, stop. It's awful. It's one of the worst. Oh, it gives me the heebies. I don't like that.
I found this and I hope you guys can see it. This is the Stephen King universe. Like, look how absolutely expansive that is.
Wow.
And look, that you see Pennywise on the side right there. Yeah, this is how big the Stephen King universe is. And you could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Will Stephen King like it? Probably the fuck not, apparently. But it's so much material you can do. So I'm not concerned at all with them doing a backstory. I agree with J Dad in regards to it not being written by Stephen King. Maybe they reach out to Stephen King and they're like, "Hey, dog, like I know you hate some of our movies, but would you like to help us with this script?"
Well, I don't know if he hates it. I'll tell you what, dude. I listen. I like this might be blasphemy, and I understand if horror fans are gonna rip me apart in the comments, and my wife loves The Shining, But I mean, The Shining is one of the movies that we have to watch once a year. with her. But I'm not super big on most Stephen King film adaptations. I like Misery. I like The Shining. I like Pet Sematary. Actually, I actually like the remake of Pet Sematary better than the original. Again, blasphemy. But Doctor Sleep is legit one of the greatest epic horror films I've ever seen. It's amazing. Like, I adored Doctor Sleep. I thought it was spectacular. Really, really well done. Well, like Miguel, we are definitely going to have to purely and simply evil on The Shining and on Doctor Sleep because it was really good.
Yeah,
Ewan McGregor plays Danny in that film, and they almost kind of treat it like, like he's controlled his shine, like he doesn't. It's not like he's not afraid of it. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't it like a succubus kind of a thing?
Well, it's strange, but like, because it's a sequel to The Shining. Like, like essentially, Danny's grown, but he's an alcoholic, and he's,
I'd be an alcoholic too if I went through that shit.
He's an alcoholic. He's sleeping with women and stealing their money before he leaves in the morning. He's
Ian
rough.
McGregor.
He's
Obi-Wan,
rough,
what
man.
the fuck, dog?
He's rough, and he essentially finds this little girl who also shines. But there's this group of vampires who they live off of stealing little kids' shines.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like because he even says at the beginning,
a illusion of today's Hollywood society. I don't know what it is.
Like he says at the beginning, everybody shines whether they know it or not, like a little bit, but some people it's stronger than others. You know what I mean? And like he's working in
such a cringe line.
Well, okay, he doesn't. Ewan McGregor
shines
delivers it better than that
a little bit,
but like he's talking to Tony, or I forget the guy's name, but like he gets the name Dr. Sleep because he gets his life together. He's in AA and he's doing whatever, and he is in an old folks home, and he can tell because he has this ability. He can tell when they're going to die, and he sits with them and like eases them into death. And that's where he gets Dr. Sleep. They call him Dr. Sleep. And eventually, like, it ends up, they're back at the Overlook, and he's trying to protect this little girl who also shines, but like the vampire walks in the lobby, and Danny is standing at the top of the stairs with the axe, like in the Overlook where his dad stood with the axe when he tried to kill him. Like, it's just cool, man. And like Danny fights the vampire, and like it's really cool, man. It was an awesome movie. I actually I lent it to my dad a while ago, and I was like, you need to watch this movie. So but yeah, man, it's great. So super stoked. I'm doped.
Doped? You're doped up?
I'm stoked. That was the word I was going for. To see what they do with this It prequel series. J-Dead, King's literally created a parallel universe to ours. None of his stories actually take place here. They take place in a mirror version of ourselves. That's interesting. You guys,
it was really complicated.
It is. It's very over. Like, a lot of stuff is over your head. You know what I mean? You guys should watch Desperation and Storm of the Century. Both are TV miniseries mad from King novels. Very underrated. 2 of my top 5 King movies. Yeah, we'll have to check those out, man. Maybe in our Stephen King season.
Probably, dog.
Yeah.